Hello everyone, I'm Sarah with Sarah's Book Break, and I'm also an independent consultant with Usborne Books & More. So today I'm going to be sharing some great options that are $10 or less. So we have some great options for activity books. Now, where summer is just around the corner and kids will be out of school, it is really important that you make sure to keep your kids learning and engaged and reading throughout the summer so that they don't fall behind. So here are some fun books that actually feel like games, but kids will be learning. This one is Pencil and Paper Games, and it just has lots of fun thinking games that you can play with 2 or more players, and all you need is a pencil. So great for on-the-go general knowledge crosswords. Again, they're going to be learning and working with vocabulary and spelling, so a great way to keep them engaged in learning. And it starts off simple and gets harder and harder, so a really great way to introduce kids to crosswords. We have Secret Codes. This is one of my son's favorite books. Now each spread is going to have a different type of code that a child can learn about, and they have to figure out the codes themselves. And it makes for a really fun way to create your own codes afterwards. So there is so much in this book, and you're definitely going to be thinking and reading with this book. And then Times Tables. This is just a fun practice activity book that your kids can practice their math facts, their times tables if they're struggling with that, in a fun way to keep that learning going even over the summer. Again, we have lots of chapter books, and one of the best ways to keep your kids engaged this summer and avoiding the summer slide is just plain read. Currently, one of our favorites is the Mapmaker Chronicles. This is for older readers, but I've been reading it aloud so that all my younger kids can listen also, and it's just a fun adventure series about a boy that is kind of obligated to go on this ship to create the best map. And he faces a lot of betrayals along with adventures, and he grows, and it's a really fun series. It's one of those series that you don't want to put down at the end of the chapter. You want to keep reading. So my kids are always begging me, no, stop here, keep reading. So that's Mapmaker Chronicles, and this is also $5.99. All right, one of our $6.99 options. This is for your littlest ones. Who's Wearing a Hat? Is it the Orange Cat? So it's a rhyming book. It's hardback, and it has just simple pictures on it, but it asks lots of questions. Who's on the wall? And so it's great for visual discrimination and language skills, developing those. And once you've asked these questions, after you read it several times and they've figured those things out, you can ask more questions. And each page has a different question, but there's so many different things like what colors, who's wearing a hat, who's smiling, where's the small monkey, just lots of different things that you can do and discuss and continue to talk with your kids about. So this is one of my favorite options for babies and toddlers. For some $7.99 options, again, we have some more baby books. This is 1, 2, 3 Counting, and it is a fold-out book. So I bought this, one of my first purchases with Usborne Books & More for my little baby. It's a fold-out book, and you can see that it's black and white with some bright, vibrant colors in it. So this is great for a baby's eye development. And because it's a fold-out book, you can stand up on the floor and they can look at the pictures when they're working on their tummies and working on those neck muscles to strengthen those. Again, we have some other baby books. These are hardback books, so very sturdy. And let me tell you, these are some of my daughter's favorite books. She's 2 now and she still loves to look at them. She reads them every day. I have them in her bedroom. And because they're that thick board book, they held up really good. This is the ABC one. We have a 1, 2, 3, and it counts to 5. Just really cute pictures. And at the very end, there's the alphabet, so she likes to sing the alphabet at the end. So lots of vocabulary in these basic board books. This one is Nursery Rhymes, so it has some of the traditional nursery rhymes that you might be familiar with sweet images. And I just love having these books because they are the perfect size for little ones, and they're sturdy, so you don't have to worry about them getting bent or torn. And then another series that we have for toddlers, $7.99, is our Little Red Penguin series. These are flat books, simple flat books, and they each focus on a particular concept. This one is Learn Your Numbers. And I like this. It has a little peek through the flap, and it says, how many scooters can you see? So you try to find the scooter. There's the scooter right there. And then you check your answer under the flap, and there's one. And so you count the one. And then there's a little hint with the little one hole. But you turn the page. Now notice that there's two holes now. And it says, how many socks can you see? And you try to find the socks. 1, 2, and then you can check. There's 2 socks. Okay, let's move on to our $8.99 books. We have several in this series. This is 199 Things on the Farm. This is a hardback book, and these are sturdy, thick cardboard pages, so there's not going to be that tearing again. And each of them has the themes. This one's farm, so you're going to just see a whole bunch of realistic illustrations of things that you'd find on the farm. So we have zoo, we have dinosaurs, we have under the sea. So if your child is interested in things that go, check that one out also for like cars and trucks. Very fun series, and they're only $8.99. We also have this one. It's kind of not as well-known book, but it's Usborne Talk About the Zoo. And when I discovered it, I just fell in love with it. There's so much to do with this one. As you notice, there are these little tabs, so it makes it easier for turning the pages. And it's kind of like a seek and find, but you really work on vocabulary and so much in these images that you can talk about. So that's why it's called a Talk About book. How many kinds of animals can you see? Which animals have babies? So those are some of the questions that you can ask. And the fun thing about these books, this is by Stephen Cartwright. So on every page, there's going to be a hidden duck. So if you look closely, there is a hidden duck on that page, and every page has that. So it just makes it extra fun and lots to do in this book for only $8.99. One of my daughter's, my preschooler and my toddler's favorite series, Billy's Adventure series. So there are 6 in this series. They are a hardback book and have a little fun cutout in the front. And then it talks about Billy when she is in preschool, and they use their imagination to go to fun places. So this one, they imagine they're in a real bakery, and with each one, they discuss issues that a preschooler would actually deal with, and like getting along, forgiving, saying we're sorry, having a bad day, what you do when you get hurt. So there's lots of things that it talks about, and it's just a positive way that it teaches preschoolers how to deal with things that they would face. All right, another series that we love is the Muddle and Match series. Now, you probably are familiar with these because I'm always sharing them, but they are hardback books. But the fun thing about them is they have these slotted pages that split, and you can mix and match the characters to make them silly or make them normal. And the fun thing about them also is they have alliteration on one side, so the kids can work on their beginning sounds. This one focuses on the letter B. Barbara, the beautiful beetle, blushes as she breathes and balances, believing she'll be the best ballerina at the Bug Ballet. And now we are to our $9.99 books. So, and one of my favorites for toddlers is our Are You There series. In this one, it's a little hide and seek type book. And in this one, you're supposed to find the bunny. So, are you there, little bunny? I can see your little paws hopping away. So you think that's the bunny, and you turn the page, and it turns out it's the wing of a butterfly. And you continue to do that. You think that's the bunny's tail, but it's the mouse's ear. So really cute pictures, and it's fun with all the cutouts, and there's different textures. And at the end, you find the animal you're looking for. And then one of our most popular series I'm sure you're familiar with is our That's Not My series. This one has bold outlines, so it's great for eye development for little babies. And one of our favorite features of this book is there's always a little mouse. Now the mouse is the one who's actually telling the story or saying, that's not my panda. Its paws are too rough. So you find the mouse on every page, and then you can also feel a different texture with each page. So it's great for working on vocabulary, and it's just fun for the kids to touch and feel. One of my favorite series for only $9.99 is what my daughter calls our squishy books. And these are picture books. It has this sturdy hardcover that's padded, so it'll last, and it's like heirloom quality, and then beautiful illustrations in these picture books. And then at the end, of each story, because they tell the classics. They'll tell a little bit about it and the origins of that book. So this is Snow White, but we have lots in this one. There's stories from Rudyard Kipling, how the whale got his throat. We even have Anne of Green Gables, the picture book version. And then some of the classics, Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, and there's more. And then we have, for your older readers, a really fun series. These are graphic novels for $9.99. So this one is Robin Hood, Dracula, and King Arthur. And I'll let you peek inside these. As you can see, it's the comic book style. So there's not lots of text on these pages. There's more illustrations, which is really great for any reluctant readers. This is one of our newer ones, Make Your Own Comics. It's an activity pad. So rather than a typical book, you can tear out the pages if you like, or you can do it inside of the pad. And as you can see, my daughter has already had so much fun doing this. This is create your own comic. So there's a whole bunch of tutorials, prompts, instructions, lots to learn in it, and so many pages that they won't get bored doing it. So again, yes, they're drawing, but they're also reading and practicing their writing skills. One of our favorites is our magic painting books. There's lots in this series. It comes with a paintbrush. You dip it in water, and then you put it on the page, and the colors magically appear. They're just beautiful, beautiful pages. We have the outdoor book for $9.99, a sturdy hardback book that will last. And this is just full. You can see the table of contents. Look at all those things that they can do, and it gives you activities that you can do in all seasons outdoors. Even tells you how to care for wildlife, investigating woods, camping ideas, what to do if you get lost. So this has lots of things, and my son, as soon as it's warm outside, he'll take that book outside and he's doing activities from it. He loves this book. Great option to have this summer. One of our favorites, because it has 50 science things to make and do. It's a small little book, so it's easy to travel wherever you go, yet it's only $9.99. It is a spiral bound, and the pages are actually pretty sturdy. It's not typical paper. It's like thicker than cardstock. And it has so many fun activities with the illustrations and photos to do. And you will just get a huge variety of things. This one's just making a fruit ice slushy, floating flowers. So you're learning as you go, simple activities. All the materials are things that you can find in your home. So a great option to be bored in this summer and keep your kids learning. 50 science things to make and do. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.